Hi folks, it's Cecil here, IFBB Pro professional bodybuilder. I won my professional card in 2011, did my first professional bodybuilding competition in 2012. I'm placing in the top 10 in the country, in the world. I'm going to be getting ready for my next professional show, so I'm going to be posting my training videos and my prep, my diet. I'm going to try and keep things simple. There's a lot of information out there and a lot of it's complicated and people don't understand it. So watching this YouTube channel, all the information I put out there is going to be simple in layman terms to help all of you, do what I do, get muscles, get strong, get fit and look better and feel good about yourselves. And I hope you all tune in and enjoy it. I'm in Enfield at Muscleworks Gym, London. I'm here with one of my clients who I'm going to train. He's going to train with me. We're going to train together today. So I'm going to take you along with us and show you what we do. Today we're going to start with incline dumbbell press. What I generally do is warm up, right, which everyone should do. But what I do is I don't shortchange myself in my warm-ups. I start with a light weight, make sure I'm fully warm before we start the workout. Indication of being warm for me is when I feel pumped up. So the workout starts after the pump. So what we're going to do is warm up, and I'll take you through and show you how we do what we do. This set here is just to kind of get some blood circulating around the areas I'm going to work. The weight's very light, so it allows you to use a bit of weight and feel what you're doing and feel the line you're going to work in. So that's the first set. Warming up is very important because you don't want to train a cold muscle. You can sprain, you can tear, you can injure yourself basically. So it's important to warm up, pump as much blood into the area you're about to work. And get your range and stuff like that. It's very important. You need to warm up. Everyone does. We'll do a few sets here, warming up, before we start tackling some of the heavier weight. So this is another warm up. Yeah, I generally do reps within a rep range, a minimum of 6, maximum of 15 upper body. I tend to always shoot for 15 reps on my warm-ups and my working sets. And if I peak anywhere in between 6 and 15, it's fine. That's as hard as I work on the day with that given weight. But the reps are always high, always heading for 15 reps. But we're still warming up here, so I'm going to grab a little bit heavier than I did last time, but light enough to, still warm myself up. I'm going to do maybe one more warm up. The weight's going to be one more warm up, I meant to say then. The weight's going to be a little bit heavier than it was before. That'll be our last warm up set. And then we'll have a little rest and then we'll start the workout properly. Right, another thing I'd just like to point out about how we move the weights as well. There's many different ways of actually doing the exercise. Some people tend to move the weights a lot slower than I do. So what they'll do, they'll extend their arms, they'll control the negative, which is important, and then they'll squeeze the weight up. And they'll do each rep as an individual rep, and it's slow and it's controlled. Nothing wrong with that, that works. But what I do in my workouts, because I try to combine strength training, weightlifting with bodybuilding, and it's a combination of heavy weights, explosive movements, and high repetitions. We try to keep the repetitions high as we increase the weight. Now moving the weight is more in a controlled, explosive type of movement where you tense the muscles before you start. You hold it in that contracted feeling, lower the weights and keep it moving as a continuous tension type of movement, which I'll demonstrate with this set and show you how we do this. Try to keep each rep the same. So every rep is one, a continuous type of movement. You got it, Andy? Okay, this is the first real set. I'm after the warm-ups. So we'll see where we go working within my rep range between 6 and 15 and always trying to shoot for the top end of the rep range. So we'll see what we do, play it by ear. All right, let's go. Okay, Cecil. 8, 7, 8, 9, 1 more. Okay, my right. Woo. Cheers. Each set, as you can see from the first set, we work it to failure. We don't hold back because we know we've got another set to come. Each set is working its own merit, and that's the first set out of the way. Hard going, just about got 15 reps, but that's how we work. Now we progress to the next set, and we'll try and lift a little bit more weight. So we'll go up to 55. So. I'm still out of breath, so I'm going to rest until I'm fully recovered, and then we'll tackle the next set. Okay. Jesus. Okay, no. Sorry, mate. Right, that's the second set. As you see, I peaked at around about 8, got a spot, finished at 10. That's what I've got today. So I'm working within my rep range, get past the minimum of 6, and wherever I end up after that is where I end up. That's the second set. Andy, every individual, you know, does things maybe different for how they prepare themselves for a lift. When you've worked through a few sets, you know, 2 or 3 sets, you get to your third set, you're tired, you know, you've pushed yourself, you've worked hard in the previous sets, you're gonna feel tired. So you have to mentally, you know, prepare yourself. Fear's gonna creep in, doubt's gonna creep in. Can I lift this weight? I'm tired. You feel that way. So then you have to kind of counter those thoughts with something more positive, you know, so you kind of get aggressive, control aggressive, mentally you focus on what you're trying to do, and then you try and get yourself in a zone. When people say, I'm in the zone, find your own zone. It's about focusing. You find a mental space for yourself and you focus in that space and you do what you're doing within that space. Everything else around you doesn't distract you. So let's put it into action and see how it goes. Let's go, man. There's this one. Oh, okay. Work with me.
So you keep moving.
Right, one more. Okay, let me come.
Slow.
Okay. Woo! That was hard. Usually I could do it by myself. It's a good thing I've got my training partner there today to help me through the set. But that's the last set. Work to failure, up to 8 reps. Now we'll move on to the next exercise. Andy, you go for it, yeah? Right. That's incline dumbbell press. As you can see from what we did, we worked a little bit faster today than I'd usually work. But what we did in principle was warm-up sets. We did about 3 or 4 warm-up sets, pyramiding the weight up as we went along, keeping the reps high. Then we've done 3 working sets, which are the real sets. We just worked to failure. First set we got 15, second set about 10, last set about 8 reps, and that's what we had today. So we worked with what we had, got the best out of the movement. That's the first exercise, incline dumbbell press. Now what I generally move on to is a shaping exercise for that area, and we do incline flies. I'm a strong believer in that when you go from one position to the next position, you should adjust to that position. What we were doing before was a pressing movement. Now we're doing a fly movement, which we arc and squeeze in. So before I tackle the weight I'm going to use as my working weight, I'll pick a light weight, find the groove I'm going to work in, feel the muscles, the part of the muscle I'm going to work, and then progress from that point on. So this set now is what I call a groove set, just to get my angle and adjust to the different position. Right, having done that set, I know exactly where I was feeling that and where I want to work in my next sets to come. So that's a groove set, and then we'll do maybe 1 medium set and 2 working sets. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Same weight, yeah? Okay. Those sets are what we call kind of a medium set. We've done our groove set. Then we've done a set with a weight that's not too heavy, but heavy enough so the muscles can feel some resistance. So we're pushing against gravity, and the weights feel meaty in your hands. Hold them, stretch the muscles, feel them, and you can work. Now we're going to do 2 working sets, which is heavier than what we've previously done. It's going to force us to work a lot harder. So that goes. Most important thing about training and when you're doing your movements is being in control of what you're doing. So no matter how fast you move the weights or how slow, make sure it's deliberate, it's done on purpose, and you're always in control. You breathe in, you know how you squeeze and how you hold. My style of training is continuous tension, so I like to stretch and tense before I start and keep it like that throughout the movement. Right, let's go. first working set. Practice what you preach and do what you teach. Let's go. There we go. Let's pump. Explosive. Explode. 1, 2, 3, 4. And again. 6. And again. 7. Okay, set me for 2. Set me for 2. 1 more. Let me work. Okay. Woo. That's the last set. Trying. Right. That's the first part of the workout. The 2 exercises for upper chest. Incline dumbbell presses, which you know everybody does from one point to the next in their workouts. The difference might be in how we execute the movement and where we're trying to feel the movement. As you see, my training style is a lot more explosive, moving the weights controlled, but with a little bit more speed, combining your strength and your speed to equal power, so you get more powerful. Doing high reps, you build your endurance, so you stay stronger for a longer period of time. And that's the goal of this type of workouts. Anyway, we'll move on to our next exercise, which will be decline press on the bench press. Just get over there. Right, second exercise for chest, decline press, which I tend to use because I find it bench press is a bit hard on my shoulders. Decline press, you can get the tie-in of the chest from where it ties with the armpit right the way round, and that is the type of shape I have. So I try to work within my shape and try and build my muscles within my own body contour. So this exercise, decline press, as I've explained before, we're going to do a groove set, feel where I want to lower the bar to, feel where I'm working the muscle before we start the exercise. So I'll just demonstrate that now. Second set, we'll do another set. This is a smaller Cecil, but in the months pursuing, hopefully you'll see the transformation as we get ready for the next show. The build-up starts now. There we go. That's 15. I just using this for my elbow because I just felt a slight little tinge, so I'm going to try and give it a little bit of support. I have suffered with bursitis before in one of my elbows, so anytime I feel anything I try to wrap it up or prevent it getting any worse or incurring an injury. So I'll just put this on today for a bit of support. Okay, let's do it. Okay. more. 10. That tends to happen. That's just working to failure. Some days we have those days where the weight feels heavier than it usually is, but we work with what we've got on any given day. As I said, I work within a rep range 6 to 15. Anything past 6 is fine if it is to failure. So I've peaked at 10 and I'll keep it there for today. Right, this set, after feeling what the previous set felt like, is going to force me to work a lot harder if I want to complete the reps. It's the same weight. What happens sometimes in between sets, your muscles get in tune with the weight and adjusts. So it might feel heavier this set, but regardless, we'll work hard all the same. All right, let's go. Gonna pass this one over for you? Okay, 1, 2, 3, Cecil. Let me stretch this one. That's what I'm saying. You know, sometimes previous set I've just about got 10. This set, my body warmed into it and I was able to do a little bit more reps. So it's always important to warm up. Sometimes you get stronger as you get warm. Right, we'll do one more set and then move on to the next exercise. Okay. Last set on this exercise. We're running out of energy, you know, after working hard on the previous 2 exercises. So we're just going to work with what we've got, try and give it our all. But this is the last set, so I'm going to do a drop set with this one. Do as much as I can and drop the weight for the last set. Okay, Cecil, let's go. Put some love into this, man. All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3. You got to love it to when I do it. Boom. Yeah, just that. Okay. Oh, my elbow. That's it, that's it. Okay, that's the set. As you can see, I wasn't extending full range of motion because I was kind of feeling that at my elbow. But generally, I would extend the full range of the motion from top to bottom, and that's how I do my reps. Today I have to work with what I've got, but that'll do for today. Well, usually I tend to finish on some days with flat dumbbell flies. Today, just to mix up a bit, we'll use the pec deck machine so you can be more upright and use more of a slower squeezing type movement as opposed to explosive stuff we do with the basic exercises. Right, we'll just go and get on the pec deck. Pec deck machine, I'm sure most people have used the pec deck machine. This is an isolation type movement, so you want to slow it down, you want to feel it, you want to squeeze. Depends on where you're trying to work. You can stretch to get a full stretch and contract and squeeze to get into the middle of the muscle, or you can just, you know, don't go as far out, just stay here and squeeze and squeeze, squeeze, just to get into the middle portion of the chest. I'm going to groove set, as you know, I've told you about my groove set, so I'm going to get in the groove, feel where I need to work before we start. Okay, see what I'm doing? I'm not stretching too far out. I'm keeping it pretty close there, and it keeps the muscles tense, and then I squeeze from that point, just so I can work more the middle portion of the chest. Here we go. Okay. 10, 2, 4, 5. Okay, that's 15 reps. Slow, deliberate. It's more slow movement. Squeeze, feel what you're doing throughout the movement. It's in contrast to what I would do if I was using a basic barbell exercise, which incorporates more than one muscle group, whereas I'd want to bring all their muscles into play. With this exercise, it's a lot slower, more deliberate, working for isolation exercise. Rewind the video and check my form and see exactly how I'm doing it, and learn the difference between moving an isolation exercise and a compound movement. Compound movements, you want to incorporate all the muscles involved, be more explosive, and try and develop your all-round strength. Okay? Usually on the chest, in my program, I have 2 chest workouts. One that is, barbells, and the other one is to do with more dumbbells, more isolation movements, where you can get more range with a dumbbell. You can bring it lower down, you can turn your wrists, you can rotate. I vary it. Each body part's trained once a week, but 2 workouts for each body part. As the videos get produced, you'll see the different workouts I do. Right, this is my second set. Weights progressively heavier. I try to keep my reps the same, try to keep my movement the same, regardless of putting the weight up. Okay, this is bodybuilding. So with bodybuilding training, you need your repetitions as well as you need your weight. So let's do it. 8. Man, that was hard. Yeah, should be. Let's see how we go. That's fucking heavy, man. Never be afraid of the weight. All right, the weight's supposed to feel heavy. You're supposed to feel the resistance in your hand, and then you work hard. Incorporating weightlifting training, where you lift the weight for a longer period of time. You build up endurance and you be stronger for longer. That's my motto, being stronger for longer. Heavy weight, high reps. Here we go, sis. Six, 7, 8. 10 after the drop for that. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That do? 10 and 10 is 20. That do? But that generally is the workout. What we've done is 2 movements for upper chest incline, dumbbell press, incline flies. Then we've done decline press and pec deck machine, which is just fillers really. Usually we'd use the dumbbells and the barbell throughout the workout, but today we use the machine just to mix it up a little bit. Right, this is cable crossovers. We do it from the lower portion of the machine just to work the lower portion of the chest, as that's what we're training today. Get a full stretch and squeeze it up. Okay, I'll just demonstrate my groove set, as you know. Okay. Whoa. Right, that's the workout. Trained a little bit faster than I usually train. Usually I take my time, you know, I recover in between sets so I can give a little bit more on each set I do. What we've done today is incline press, upper chest and lower chest, and just some cable crossovers to finish off. And that predominantly is the workout I would do in every other workout when I think about it. But that's the workout for today. Hope you all enjoy it and stay tuned. You'll be seeing a lot more of me now, a lot more workouts. And as the weeks progress, the workouts are going to get more intense. And then we become a little more animated in the workouts, a bit more lively, a bit more noisy, a bit more vocal. But that's all to come. So stay tuned and I'll see you again.
Areas. For myself, it'd be the glutes and my back. So usually I do like to show off this area. So my front pose, I do this, I come in, twist it out,